What if the real reason your income hasn't multiplied has nothing to do with luck, connections, or even your current job? What if the answer lies in something far more powerful, something you can control starting today? According to Napoleon Hill, wealth is not an accident. It's the result of a precise mindset, disciplined actions, and a clear understanding of how money actually works. Yet most people spend years chasing income without ever learning how to control it. Imagine earning money, and instead of it slipping through your fingers, you direct it, grow it, and multiply it. Imagine turning every dollar into a worker that builds more income for you. Sounds powerful, right? In this video, you'll discover the exact principles to take control of your income and accelerate its growth no matter where you're starting from. These are not get-rich-quick tricks. They are timeless strategies used by the most successful minds in history. Stay with me until the end, because one of these lessons could completely change the way you see money, and once that happens, your income may never be the same again. Lesson 1. Define a clear financial goal. The concept of financial success is often treated as a nebulous, distant dream, a someday that people hope to arrive at by sheer luck or the passage of time. However, the universe does not respond to vague requests. You cannot control what you haven't clearly defined, and without a specific target, your subconscious mind has no North Star to navigate by. One of the most pervasive and damaging mistakes people make is operating under the general desire of wanting more money. This lack of specificity is the primary reason why most people remain stagnant. If you found $1 on the sidewalk, you would technically have more money, but it wouldn't change your life. To gain true command over your finances, you must transition from the realm of wishing into the realm of architectural planning. So you must define the exact figure down to the cent, the precise date of achievement, and the specific value you intend to provide in exchange for that wealth. Napoleon Hill, in his seminal work Think and Grow Rich, spent decades studying the most successful individuals in history and concluded that a definiteness of purpose was the absolute bedrock of achievement. This isn't just motivational fluff, it is a psychological and neurological reality. When your financial goal is crystalline, your reticular activating system RAS in the brain begins to work in your favor. Suddenly you start noticing opportunities, connections, and resources that were always there but remained invisible because you weren't tuned to their frequency. Clarity acts as a filter for the chaos of daily life. It allows you to say no to distractions that don't align with your mission and yes to the high-leverage activities that will move the needle. Without this clarity, you are a ship without a rudder, at the mercy of every passing wave of economic change or personal whim. The act of writing down your exact income goal is a transformative process that bridges the gap between thought and reality. It is a formal contract with yourself. When you be precise, for example, stating I will earn $150,000 annually by December 31st through the provision of specialized architectural consulting, you move from a passive observer of your life to an active director. This level of precision creates a healthy pressure and a sense of accountability. It forces you to calculate the math of your success. How many clients do I need? What must my hourly rate be? What skills am I currently lacking? This clarity becomes the unshakable foundation of control. You cannot multiply what you cannot measure, and you cannot measure what you haven't defined. By establishing this benchmark, you create a psychological anchor that prevents you from drifting back into mediocrity. Control is the precursor to multiplication. You must first master the what and the why before you can ever hope to master the how on a grand scale. Furthermore, a defined goal changes your relationship with time. When you know exactly where you are going, every hour becomes a resource to be invested rather than a commodity to be spent. People with vague goals are prone to procrastination because the lack of a deadline removes the urgency of the present moment. However, when you have a specific target date, your mind begins to work backward, breaking the massive goal into manageable daily tasks. This reverse engineering of wealth is the secret of the elite. They don't just hope for a windfall, they calculate their way to it. This level of intentionality transforms your financial life from a source of anxiety into a structured project. It replaces fear of the unknown with the confidence of a well-laid plan, providing the emotional fuel necessary to persist when challenges inevitably arise. Lesson 2. Master your spending before increasing income. There is a persistent myth in our society that the solution to all financial woes is simply more. We are led to believe that if we could just secure that raise, win the lottery, or land a bigger contract, our stress would evaporate. However, the sobering reality is that if you cannot control a small income, a large one will only serve as a megaphone for your existing bad habits. This phenomenon is known as lifestyle creep, where expenses rise in direct proportion to income, leaving the individual in the same state of living paycheck to paycheck, just at a more expensive zip code. Mastery over money is a behavioral discipline, not a mathematical problem. If your internal financial thermostat is set to spend everything you have, you will find a way to exhaust $1 million just as easily as you exhaust 1,000. Control must be established at the current level to ensure safety at the next level. True financial control begins with the unglamorous but essential task of discipline. You must become the CEO of your own household, which starts with tracking every single dollar that exits your accounts. Many people are shocked to find that they are bleeding hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year on subscriptions they don't use, convenience fees they could avoid, and impulsive purchases driven by temporary emotional voids. To master your spending, you must eliminate the unnecessary and the redundant. This isn't about living a life of deprivation, it is about living a life of intention. It is about deciding that your future freedom is more important than a fleeting dopamine hit from a luxury item you don't need. When you audit your life and trim the fat, you reclaim the power that was previously leaking out of your bank account. Directing your money intentionally means moving away from a reactive lifestyle. Most people spend emotionally. They buy things because they are stressed, bored, or trying to project an image of success to people they don't even like. Mastery requires you to pause and ask, is this purchase an investment in my goal or a distraction from it? By creating a budget, or as some prefer to call it, a wealth allocation plan, you give every dollar a job before it even hits your hand. This shift from reaction to proaction is where the feeling of financial weight begins to lift. You are no longer wondering where your money went at the end of the month. Instead, you are telling it exactly where to go. This level of organization creates a psychological sense of abundance and safety, which is the necessary headspace for growth. When you finally gain control over where your money goes, you begin to command your financial life in a way that the average person never will. This command creates a surplus, and that surplus is the raw material for multiplication. You cannot plant seeds if you have eaten all your grain. By mastering your spending, you are effectively preserving your seed corn so that it can be planted in fertile soil later. This discipline builds the financial character required to handle larger sums of money without being corrupted or destroyed by them. It is the training ground for the wealthy. Once you have proven you can manage a small pot of gold with wisdom and restraint, you have earned the right and the skill set to manage an empire. This is the point where the shift from defensive saving to offensive multiplication truly begins. Lesson 3. Develop multiple streams of income. In an era of rapid technological change and economic volatility, the traditional advice of getting a good job and staying there has become some of the most dangerous counsel one can follow. Relying on a single source of income, whether it's a salary or a single client, is the equivalent of standing on a one-legged stool. If that leg is cut by a corporate layoff, an industry shift, or a global health crisis, your entire financial world collapses instantly. True financial control is not found in the size of a single paycheck, but in the diversity of your revenue sources. When money flows from multiple directions, you are no longer a victim of circumstances, you are a resilient entity. This diversification creates a psychological safety net that allows you to take more calculated risks and negotiate from a position of power rather than desperation. Developing multiple streams of income does not mean you should work yourself to the point of physical and mental exhaustion by taking on 3 manual labor jobs. That is simply trading more time for more money, which is a linear and exhausting path. Instead, the goal is to create smart, strategic streams that leverage your existing assets, skills, and technology. This could involve side businesses that operate in the digital space, dividend-paying investments, or high-value consulting based on specialized knowledge. The modern economy offers more avenues for permissionless income than ever before. Whether it's creating digital products, participating in the creator economy, or investing in real estate, the objective is to decouple your earning potential from the literal hours you spend at a desk. You want to build a portfolio of income that reflects a variety of market sectors. Each new stream you develop becomes a multiplier for your wealth. Think of your financial life as a river system. While one small stream might dry up during a drought, a network of tributaries ensures the main river continues to flow. This is the essence of building systems that work for you. When you have a system such as an automated e-commerce store or a well-managed stock portfolio, it generates value 24 hours a day, regardless of whether you are awake, asleep, or on vacation. This is the transition from active income to passive or residual income. While these streams often require a significant upfront investment of time or capital to establish, their long-term payoff is the gift of time. You are effectively buying back your life, one income stream at a time. Ultimately, multiple streams of income provide the ultimate form of leverage, the FU fund. When your side ventures or investments cover your basic living expenses, your primary job becomes a choice rather than a necessity. This changes your entire energy and output. You work because you want to, not because you have to, which paradoxically often leads to even higher performance and greater rewards in your primary career. It allows you to say no to toxic environments and yes to passion projects. By diversifying your income, you are building a fortress around your family's future. You are ensuring that no single person, company, or economic event has the power to ruin your life. This is where the multiplication of wealth moves from a mathematical possibility to an inevitable reality. Lesson 4: Invest in yourself first. The world's most successful investors all agree on one fundamental truth. Your greatest asset is not your 401k, your real estate portfolio, or your gold bars. It is your own mind. Markets can crash, currencies can devalue, and property can be seized, but the skills, knowledge, and wisdom you have internalized are yours forever. They are the only truly portable and inflation-proof assets in existence. The more valuable you become to the marketplace, the more the marketplace is forced to pay you. Therefore, the first and most important tax you should pay is the one you pay to your own development. Before you buy a single share of stock, you should be buying better versions of yourself. This shift in perspective moves you from being a consumer of information to an investor in intellectual capital. Napoleon Hill firmly believed that self-education is the fastest and most reliable path to wealth. While formal education may give you a living, self-education makes you a fortune. In a world where the half-life of knowledge is shrinking, those who stop learning the day they graduate are effectively choosing a path of slow obsolescence. To stay ahead, you must read voraciously, attend seminars, find mentors, and relentlessly improve your craft. You must become a polymath of sorts, understanding not just your specific niche but also psychology, negotiation, marketing, and leadership. Every new book you read or skill you master is like adding a new tool to your kit, allowing you to solve more complex problems. Since the world pays in direct proportion to the size of the problem you solve, increasing your problem-solving capacity is the most direct way to increase your net worth. When you invest in yourself, you are fundamentally increasing your earning power. This is the ultimate form of income control because it gives you career insurance. If you are the most skilled person in your field, you will never be unemployed for long, regardless of the state of the economy. High-value skills such as public speaking, data analysis, or strategic management act as force multipliers. For instance, a person who knows how to code is valuable, but a person who knows how to code and understands the psychology of sales is a unicorn. By layering your skills, you create a unique value proposition that is difficult to replicate. This makes you uncommodity-like in a world that is constantly trying to drive down the price of labor. You don't just ask for a raise, you become so indispensable that the market competes to pay you more. Furthermore, investing in yourself improves your judgment, which is perhaps the most underrated wealth-building tool. Wealth is not just about hard work, it is about making the right decisions at the right times. A mind that is sharpened by diverse perspectives and deep study can see patterns that others miss. You will be able to spot a bad investment before you lose money, or recognize a burgeoning trend before it goes mainstream. This internal early warning system and opportunity radar are the results of a lifelong commitment to growth. Remember, your outer world will always be a reflection of your inner world. If you want to see your bank account grow, you must first grow the person who manages it. The ROI on a $20 book or a $1,000 course can be infinite if it changes the way you think and act for the rest of your life. Lesson 5. Turn income into assets, not liabilities. Generating a high income is an impressive feat, but it is only half of the wealth equation. There are countless stories of professional athletes, lottery winners, and high-earning executives who made millions of dollars only to end up bankrupt. The reason is simple. They focused on income but neglected the balance sheet. Making money is a skill, but keeping and multiplying it is a separate discipline entirely. True wealth is not measured by how much you earn, but by how much you keep and how hard that money works for you. To break the cycle of the working poor, those who earn much but own nothing, you must undergo a radical shift in how you view every dollar that enters your possession. You must stop seeing money as a tool for consumption and start seeing it as a tool for production. The core of this lesson lies in the distinction between assets and liabilities. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket even when you are not working. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Most people spend their lives accumulating liabilities, expensive cars, designer clothing, and sprawling homes filled with gadgets, mistakenly believing these things represent wealth. In reality, these are the trappings of wealth that often prevent the actual attainment of wealth. Instead of spending on things that lose value the moment you take them home, your primary focus should be on acquiring assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, or intellectual property. The goal is to reach a tipping point where the income generated by your assets exceeds your living expenses. This is the true definition of financial freedom. Every dollar you earn should be treated as a financial soldier with a specific mission to go out and bring back more dollars. This mindset requires a level of delayed gratification that is rare in today's buy now, pay later culture. When you receive a paycheck, instead of asking, "What can I buy with this?" you should ask, "What can I buy that will pay me with this?" This might mean driving a modest car for a few more years so you can invest in a rental property, or skipping a luxury vacation to fund a brokerage account. These small disciplined choices compound over time. Eventually, the growth of your assets becomes exponential. The first $10,000 you invest is the hardest. The next $100,000 comes faster, and the first million is often easier than the first 100,000 because your money is doing the heavy lifting for you. When your money starts working for you, you finally break free from the linear cycle of constant effort. In a job, your income is capped by the number of hours you can physically work. In the world of assets, your income is capped only by your intelligence and the capital you have deployed. This is called financial leverage. It allows you to decouple your lifestyle from your labor. You are no longer trading your life force for a paycheck. Instead, you are harvesting the fruits of your previous investments. This transition allows you to step into a life of true abundance where you have the time to pursue your passions, give back to your community, and build a legacy for future generations. Turning income into assets is the final step in the journey from financial survival to financial mastery. It is the bridge between being a servant to money and being its master. Controlling your income is not about restriction, it's about empowerment. It's about taking ownership of every dollar you earn and giving it direction, purpose, and the ability to grow. As Napoleon Hill taught, wealth begins in the mind. The moment you decide to become intentional with your finances, everything starts to change. Your habits improve, your decisions sharpen, your opportunities expand. Think about it. What would your life look like if you truly controlled your income? If instead of reacting to bills and expenses, you designed a system where your money multiplies consistently? That future is not reserved for a select few. It's built step by step, through discipline, clarity, and persistence. The 5 lessons you've just learned are simple but powerful, and when applied consistently, they can transform not only your financial situation but your entire mindset. Now the question is, will you apply them? Because the difference between those who struggle and those who thrive is not knowledge, it's action. Start today, take control, and watch your income grow beyond what you once believed possible.